Warm welcome to another episode of the Monday Morning Learning Podcast. Excited to have Deepak Mohan as my guest today. Warm welcome, Deepak.
You.
Right. Any welcome words before we start off with your introduction, Deepak?
Thank you, Ravi, for inviting me. I have heard to many of your earlier podcasts, and I've seen some very senior leaders in it. It is a great opportunity for me to add my perspective, which I think will add value for future leaders. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Great. Thank you. Most welcome, Deepak. Thank you. So, Deepak comes with 3 decades of experience in leadership in consumer lending, retail and wholesale operations, treasury servicing, corporate credit administration, financial control, and risk management with global banks. Now, Deepak was associated with Wells Fargo International GIC as head of independent testing and validation function, which is part of the second line of defense. Prior to Wells, he worked at HSBC and Bank of America in various leadership roles. Now, Deepak Mohan is known in the industry to build large organizations with a culture of engagement, delivery, and innovation. So, Deepak, as we discussed, we have 3 themes for this particular Monday morning podcast. The first one, we're looking at character above competence. The second one is on visionary leadership, the need of the hour. And the third one on the crisis of participative leadership. And through this podcast, I think we have one more humanity in accountability as the last one. So the greater theme, overall theme for this podcast is performance without humanity is not leadership. It's tyranny in disguise. So, Deepak, let's move to the first one on the character above competence. The myth of high performing but toxic leaders must end. Character isn't optional, it's foundational, and true leadership begins with integrity, not just results. So, couple of sub-themes on the silent damage to culture and on abusive performance myth. The first questions for you, Deepak. Why do some organizations still reward toxic leaders despite clear damage to morale and values? And what shifts are needed to prioritize character when evaluating leadership effectiveness, Deepak?
Well, that's a great question, Ravi, and this question is very valid for the time that we are in, and it is a very difficult question to answer, and I give a straightforward answer, but I'll try my best. See, when you would see a lot of organizations, they have toxic leaders, but they keep on bearing with them. In my view, there are 3 main reasons why they do that. One is that they always think that toxic leaders, 3 or 4 of them in an organization as large as organizations are acceptable. They are the people who will drive things which you can't do with persuasion but with coercion. The second point is the top man who leads the company, he never wants to dirty his hand. So they keep such type of people through whom they do the direct messaging or the indirect messaging.
Yep.
And the third reason why toxic leaders sometimes get away with many things which we should not do in our organization. And I've seen this happening in an organization because once a leader hires a person, there's a lot of time, money invested in hiring the person.
Yep.
And the person is hired not only taking a concurrence in India, but also through the functional leader, wherever part of the world it is. So you tell me, who wants to end with egg on your face that you hire a person, 3 months you realize it's a bad marriage, but you think, I will give some more time, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, 2 years, but that's too late. The damage is done. Your reputation is in tatters. But it is like the chicken and the egg, which one you want to do first. But people, by the time they decide, the game is over. The toxic leader has run amok and people are suffering day by day. So these are the things I think are the reasons why toxic leaders are accepted, although shorter, sometimes longer term in an organization. And what was your second question, Ravi?
Yeah, what shifts are needed to prioritize character when evaluating leadership effectiveness?
Yes, Ravi, see, I've always said that character above competence. So you will sometimes feel, you will see a resume which is full of academic brilliance. The guy is one type, such type of a guy. He doesn't have put his hand on the laptop and the AI generates something on the system, right? But you have heard about the person through various company that he lacks the right character. So I always keep on saying to people that character is most important. Character is decided by the age you are 18 or 20. I still remember in my son's college convocation at Manipal, the principal said a very right thing. She said that don't expect us to change your son overnight in 4 years. What you have taught him for 18 years, that will stay with him and us. But yes, we will add wings for him to fly. But we are not here to change the way of behavior. So character more or less gets crystallized by age of 18. But skill, competence, it can be acquired. So I have always seen that in my career, that I have always hired people who are better in character because I know these are the things I can teach them. And I've seen this happening in one of the previous organizations when we were working. I had a peer who, in spite of so many of people disagreeing, my manager went ahead and hired that person. That guy came from one of the topmost engineering colleges of India, one of the topmost MBA colleges in India. But later, I don't want to go into the details because what he did and what he made and upset the whole apple cart, he was fired first, and then my manager lost his job. So, and I used to always keep on telling him that this guy was a wrong hire, but he will not listen. He will always say, no, he's a rock star. But we don't need rock star. We need leaders in flesh and bones, right? Who understand the pains of the people, who understand, who are empathetic to the people. We do not want in the morning to get and meet somebody who doesn't even wish you and reciprocate you when you say good morning, right? He has a swagger, he talks in a very smart, in a glamorous way. And at the end of the day, you know what it is? Nobody likes him except his manager. But the problem is that we do not need individual superstars. We need team players. Otherwise, if that was the case, Portugal would have won World Cup football 404 times, right? The best footballer on this earth, I feel, is Ronaldo. He would have that. But football is a team game, right? And that's the reason it has not happened. So that is it, as simple as that. That character always needs to be above competence when we are hiring a person, when we are having a person in our leadership team, or when we want somebody to deliver on behalf of the organization.